Well, thought I'd give you an update of what I've been up to. Let's have a walk around. Show you. Seems a few people have subscribed to the channel. I'll try and keep you updated, but all this work I'm doing on this boat, I'm doing on my own, so I can't get as much done as I would have liked. But I knew that when I got it, and to be honest, I don't really mind, because it is a hobby. Well, that's what I've been up to. If you can see them Catman rails around the top roof there. Sorry, it's not big enough. I'll show you in a bit. I'll put them on. It acts as a tow rail on the top deck as well. I'll just climb off these steps. So I have been busy. Bending on them curves up there was a bit awkward. I had to use a burning torch to heat it up and actually bend them bits of plate round there. It's only 3mm plate, so it went round okay once I got the knack of it. A few teething problems, but got over it. But it just sets that roof off around the edge. Yeah, you see, I will have a climb up. Bear with me. If I go along this side, this back deck here, I've got to do along the back, the top of the back yet, across here to cover all these frame ends up. There. As you can see along the side there, it's 2 pieces of 15mm bar to take the edge off the 3mm plate, and I've put a few frames on the inside. Just bear with me. I would have had a lot more done this last couple of weeks, but last week I went and knelt on a bit of metal and staggered around for a couple of days, and then ended up at hospital, not to stay in, just to get my knee checked over, and apparently I'd crushed the fatty tissue between the kneecap, between the joints, sorry. Not nice. But there you go. There, that's better. You see them frames in there just to keep it in shape. They're all angled, and the angle of this piece actually lines up with the gunnel down here, and it follows the shape of the hull from the sides here. The top, around the top, follows that curve, so it matches. Let's get you a better picture. There. Just bear with me. Just duck under this frame. There we go. I'm pretty shit at these videos, I know. But there you go. Leave all the good stuff to Brewpeg and SV Seeker. They're bro. But there you go. That's a trim. Just going to see a few of my measurements. It all needs to be fully welded up yet. There you go. I think it sets it off, that. Looks nice. Well, in the top deck here, eventually I'm going to have a dinghy, a mast with a lifting davit on it, or derrick, whatever you want to call them. So I will be walking around on here. So this bit along here will act as like a tow rail to stop you slipping off. And obviously I'll put some rails on eventually. I'm looking for some stainless rails on. But yeah, it's getting there. Slowly. I just gotta watch out I don't fall off the side here. There. And it's welded into the wheelhouse there, so it all fits in there. And I'm just on the other side over there. I'll walk around and show you, just bear with us. Ignore these daft handrails, they were just temporary. It's a bit high up here. Let's try. It's a long way to fall down. Bad enough with the duffed up knee. Thought that was going to keep me up for how many weeks, but it's settling down now. Can't kneel down like. Anyway, this is the side I'm on with now. I'm on this side. See there. Well, here's that's the round bar I'm using. It's 15mm. And I can warm that up and bend it around these curves here when I level this top off, so it's level with the top deck. I'll be putting that on today. Right on the back. I haven't painted this side yet, obviously. Yeah, I bent that corner piece in, just a short piece, and then welded it in. I'll clean them welds up a bit. Well, not bad. Yeah. Well, one of my better welds there, look. When I put my glasses on, you see. Yeah. So there's that. I've been on with that. And these poles sticking out here are what I had a board resting on. It was actually when I was climbing up on there was a bit of metal which I knelt on and crushed the fatty tissue in my knee. Got knee pads now though, so hopefully I won't do that again. Learned my lesson there. But yeah, so I'm on with this. Bear with me while I climb down here. Been doing a few welds last night. I popped down some of these seams that everything was tacked up. I'm starting to do the seams. We don't look too close at that one. That's a bit crappy. But like, you see it? Great with a grinder. That was not too bad. I haven't slagged that one off yet. Slag it off. Yeah, there's another beam there which was holding the. Oh, hang on. Give me a better shot of these. Framework underneath here. There's the bar inside. I've left it flush on the bottom edge to the outside, like that. The top bit, you can stick it out a bit of a feature, like I've done around the front cabin. But yeah, down last night, got a bit more done last night. I'll show you in the cabin actually. Not a great deal. And something that I noticed, and I mentioned in a comment on Brewpeg's thing yesterday, was about dog and wedges. I mean, they're doing a grand job, but what we use is for levelling plates. Well, what we use, what I use, is, I don't know if you can see it. Wait a minute. Let me find something. Well, here, prime example here on the floor, don't you? Oh, bad light there. Well, here we go. These bit of back plate I put in here. Here's the dog, like that. Just a piece of flat 50 by 6, about 4 inches long. And you've noticed a little cut out at the end there. What I do is, if you've got a plate like there, and there's not level, just tack it on like that. And once it's tacked on, then you use a wedge, something like this. Yeah, just a piece of wedge and knocked up the grinder, and then you knock. So you want this side down, knock it in there. It also lifts this side up a little bit and pushes that one this side down. So that's like my dog and wedge system, like that. You can use it for all sorts of things. I mean, here's another example in here. See, a lot of, like I say, I'm doing this on my own, so a lot of stuff it's really tricky. Oh, there's a dog and wedge I used last night. That plate was up a little bit on that frame. No, just a piece of. I mean, this bit here is only 25mm by 6, and a bit of old scrap there. Just tacked it on there, tacked it on the top, and then, not that I use this wedge, I used an old tie lever, but that wedge, just bear with me, knocked in there, obviously when it was lifted up here, the gap, knocked that in, and it pulls it down, then welded. It's like, if there was two of you, sometimes you can get somebody to stand on the top, you know, on a piece of wood or something, so they don't burn their feet, like. What shows. But if I'm on my own, you've got a place to be like. That's why it's taking a bit of time doing this. But yeah, that's a dog and wedge system there. And the other thing that I've been using, which I made up myself, was, and to be honest, I could have made it a lot. This a lot better. If I can just get it in the light, I'll show you. Hang on, bear with me. This piece of metal here. That's really crap, you can't really see that. This thing here. I'm going to go outside. This piece of metal here. It's like a, I don't know what you call them. A stirrup of a horse, what you put your foot in when you ride a horse riding. Put my foot in there. And it's just a piece of scrap metal. Because I was struggling when I was on the wheelhouse. It's only 3mm. Up to about the height I need it, and there, at the top there, what I've been doing is, just, when I want a plate pulling down, so this plate, say I wanted that bit of plate up there pulling down, I just tack that on the top there. So I've got a nice tack, obviously there's no gap there, it's already done. Tack that on the top there, and then what I do is, when it's tacked on the top, like that, normally I put my foot in there and hang on it. The only downside is you get a lot of sparks down your arm, so you need to put something protective like welding gauntlet on or something, you know. Or I put a piece of wood resting on this down to the floor over here, and I just stand on the wood like a ramp, and it pulls it down. It pulls the sheet of steel down. Just while you get a tack on it. You know, just crap you got to do when you do it on your own, you know. But I'm getting by doing stuff like that. There's another little one. I've started using little. In fact, I'll put that there. You might get a better view of it amongst all my crap. Sorry. Yeah, just a bit of scrap, shaped like that. Put my foot in the bottom there. In there. Tack it on whatever needs pulling down. Put my foot in. Pull it down. And yeah, it does it. But we're getting there, slowly. But today's job is to get the other piece of round bar on that top bit at the back there, and then hopefully start rounding these back corners off and plan on something on the back. So there's another little update for you. Yeah, I'll show you where I'm actually. At a place called Tees Barrage here in England. If any use wherever you're at. There you go. That's Tees Barrage. They built that so they could dam the river in about 93, I think it was. Don't quote me on that, I think it was 93. Which, yeah, made the river look nice. Flooded the river all the time. But then, personally, I think it took the character out of the river because the tide used to come in every day. We got 6 metres of tide here on spring tides, good spring tides. So the tide used to come in and go down. Now it's just one level all the time. And here's just some of the other boats in here. Yeah, over there. Fire Brigade, skiving. But there's the Tees Barrage and there's their compound. They complain about the messing how we had. Cheeky buggers. Complain about lots of other things now, but we won't go into that. There you go. So, just bear with us. Bear with me. And by the way, any of you thinking what I'm filming this with, I'm actually just filming it with a Sony Xperia phone. And to be honest, it must be short. But a lot of this video I'm doing is just for myself as well. But obviously I've got that interested in watching like Brewpeg and SV Seeker and Tally Ho. I think he's brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic. Respect to that lad. But yeah, but this is my thing, messing about with steel. Yeah. But it runs in the blood really. I mean, my uncle was a builder of the Yorkshire cobbles. And my dad had boats as well, which we built boats and stuff, so it's just one of the things. I'm now 48 and I've been doing this since about 13-year-old. It's not the first boat I've done, but things have moved on. Now you can watch all these things on YouTube and that, so I might as well share it with you. And my lads like watching them as well, even though they do take the piss out of my videos and say wobbling all over dad. I couldn't care less. And that's the boat hoist that the barrage bought, because they're obliged to put these boats in and out the water. I think it was 113,000 that boat hoist. Not great. It's not great at all, but it does the job. Anyway, just a quick shot from this side. Here's my old banger compressor. Perkins 408 engine, that still works. Using my needle gun with it and everything. But as you see, it's windy again down here, so I can't use a MIG welder, which would speed things up. Brilliant. I have to start thinking about ordering some windows soon. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. And I'll do an update in a couple of weeks, if I get any work done. Thanks now, bye.